gentlemen, the American jury in Bulldog Nation, I had Sarah print off a short section of the book that's going to be coming out so I can show you some of the incomprehensible justice suffered by the Durrani victims in the face of the corrupt Hamilton County justice system, as well as the entire Ohio's justice system. And you should know this, that these Hamilton County Common Pleas judges who were elected to do their jobs don't do their jobs. They get here whenever they get here. They leave at 4 o'clock, and they pass off any big case to a VJ. And as far as the Durrani victims go, by the way, Joe Deters one told me this, that Chief Justice O'Connor called Melba Marsh and requested that Melba Marsh request a special judge for the Durrani cases when they were all moving forward with all the Hamilton County judges. And by the way, again, my source is Joe Deters. More corruption. So what's Melba Marsh do? She writes a letter saying all the common pleas judges are asking for a special judge. Joe Deters told me Maureen O'Connor called Melba Marsh and requested that. Okay, here's the list. In the history of jurisprudence, no group of citizens in America have suffered more incomprehensible injustice than Durrani victims. Unnecessary spine surgery, unjust laws is the statute of repose and limitation on damage. Remember, the statute of repose says that you have to file the lawsuit within 4 years of your injury, no matter when you find out about it. It's absurd. Over 8 years and no trials, 60 dying, and I want to report that Veronica Yeagle, who is one of our clients who won their trial, is in hospice now, getting ready to die. Over 40 had to file bankruptcy, countless foreclosures, evictions, and lawsuits, gag orders, sealed verdicts, unprecedented. The double agent by Joe Deters. And why is all this? Can you imagine this? How can the local media, 5, 9, 12, 19 in the Inquirer, how can they not do a story about this? In the history of America, verdicts have never been sealed. What the hell is going on here? How is that not a news story? How is it not a news story that people who have been butchered by a guy aren't getting their trials 7 and 8 years later? How can that be? How can a gag order be put on to shut us up talking about the injustice that these people? It's unbelievable. Fraud. We don't get to bring the fraud. The coddling of Durrani. The jurors aren't told the truth about what Durrani knows. I mean, unbelievable. The liens, the law on healthcare liens. Think about this. These healthcare companies how is this not a story? The healthcare companies approved unnecessary spine surgeries. They don't do anything. We do all the work fighting for these people to get them some money. And then we have to resolve the liens with the healthcare companies of how much money they paid back. And by the way, I want to stress this to all of you. The Durrani victims know this, but those of you wondering, we've tried everything. We filed federal lawsuits to get them trials because the Sixth Amendment allows you to have a speedy trial. The Seventh Amendment gives you right to a civil jury trial if the dispute's over $20. How can there not be? You have to have some sensible time. And the Ohio Supreme Court rules say that any case that's filed has to be resolved in 3 years. It's the Ohio Supreme Court rule. Maureen O'Connor is ignoring her own rule. Maureen O'Connor could order, just like that, boom, order group trials. And not only that, this just makes my head freaking want to explode. It's not only could she order group trials, the Hamilton County Commissioners, which fund the budget, Hamilton County Commissioners could say, hey, we'll fund whatever needs to be done to get you those trials. And again, by the way, some more things, we have black clients. There's black Durrani clients. There's a bunch of them. Some of them have gone to trial. I mean, are these people less citizens of Hamilton County because, really? It's unbelievable. The court won't allow reputation, credibility, and impeachment evidence. The jury's not told the truth about Durrani being indicted and fleeing, except by Judge Michael Barrett. They won't allow evidence that BMP2, which was placed in almost all of them, is gives them an increased risk of cancer. We've asked repeatedly for the court, get this, we've asked repeatedly for the court to set up one filing number so we can file everything in one case number, because the county clerk charges $1 a page when you file something. So imagine having to file something in 500 cases instead of just one, okay? We've asked for that repeatedly, and Schweikert refuses to do it, and the current judge won't do it. Then all of our clients have to pay more money when we file things in there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen of the American jury and Bulldog Nation, there isn't one single rational American watching this video that can't be like, what the hell, Bulldog? Are you kidding me? Now just think about this. How can 5, 9, 12, and 19 ignore this story? With the exception of Sheree Paolo and Mike Dardis, who covered some things, but they've gotten overruled by their legal department in New York numerous times, including the blockbuster mailman. It's unbelievable. Our clients, it's just evictions, divorces, bankruptcies, death, dealing with the pain. I mean, what they've endured is unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation. I got to add some more things because I forgot about this. Guess, I can't believe I forgot about this. Guess who was Russell Mock's law clerk when he was a Hamilton County Common Pleas judge? Forgot this. Buzz Deters, Joe's brother. I had a client ask me if they could sell energy, like independent gas and electric, to Hamilton County. And I said, I don't know. I'll talk to Joe Deters about it. And I talked to Joe. Joe goes, Buzz does that. Somebody needs to check into that. Does Buzz Deters, Joe Deters, have a contract selling gas and electric to Hamilton County? I don't know. I already talked about that. Oh, the law clerks that are writing these opinions are law clerks for these Hamilton County Common Pleas judges. We've demanded to find out who they are to see if they have bias and prejudice, and they won't tell us. Just think about that. It tells you. I had to give up my Ohio law license for this rule. You ready for this? Because I got suspended in Kentucky and there's reciprocity in Ohio. Ohio had this rule, which has now been adopted by Kentucky, that says at the time of your suspension, you can't work in that law office while you're suspended on any case that you were working on at the time of your suspension. So I had to give up my Ohio, the system forced me to give up my Ohio law license so I could keep working on the Durrani cases. That's a fact. I didn't get suspended. I didn't get disbarred. I voluntarily had to give it up, or else I couldn't have worked on the Durrani cases. I mean, how crazy is that? And by the way, you know why the media doesn't do anything? The media doesn't do anything because all these hospitals and these big defense firms and Joe Deters and the rest of them control. Oh, here's another thing that's happened. We won all these trials. I'm glad I kept my notes. We won all these trials. You ready for this? 1 year and sometimes over 1 year later of winning a trial, the judges who handled the case haven't yet ruled on the post-trial motions so the case can start getting worked through the Court of Appeals. You believe that? Some of over a year. The appeal hasn't even started because we're waiting on the rulings. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, those are facts. Facts. When is 5, 9, 12 and the Inquirer going to sit down with me? And let's have the conversation. When are they going to pick up the phone and call Chief Justice O'Connor and say, what the hell is going on here? Send them this video. Please share this video to the freaking world. Maybe I got to go back to jail again. You know? I'm willing to. You know, I was watching history. We're not 10 minutes yet, are we, Chuck? I was watching history last night. Douglas MacArthur wanted to die in the Philippines, and he was willing to die in the Philippines. I'm willing to go to jail.